Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
You're
are you
so
ready? Hi guys, welcome to a new episode of Conversations Worth Having, a podcast by Can We Talk? And today,
where is this energy coming from?
I can't wait for you guys to hear what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about today. I'm so excited. How are you, baby girl?
I'm good.
How are you feeling?
Today, now I'm feeling like, let's go. I'm
get
actually
it.
nervous
Let's get it.
as hell for this episode.
I enjoy making Belinda sweat.
Yeah, I'm so uncomfortable, but I'm like, we'll power through
We'll power through this. You've got this, baby. You've got this. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. This is an exciting episode, and this is Jill and
Belinda.
You will enjoy it. Let me not spoil it. You will enjoy it. So today, I read somewhere where they're like, at 30 is when you get to truly know yourself and see life for what it is.
Anyone who has promised me these things in 30, I am waiting for them, by the way.
30 is the new 20.
Yeah.
30 is the new 20. But we're so excited. Belinda is going to be turning 30 in a few...
By the time this comes out, I'll have turned 30 the day before.
Yeah. So
by now, my life is supposed to be good because everyone has said 30.
We still have a few more days.
No, I'm saying by the time the episode comes out, if my life hasn't changed,
I might buy you a yacht before then. Who knows?
You never
Who
know.
knows? I might buy you a yacht before then. But yeah, today we are getting to know more a bit about Belinda. So there's one that was about me when I turned 28, but this one is special. It is Belinda. I'm so excited. But Belinda, just a bit.
She just jumped into it. I was like,
just a bit about it. We're going to be using conversation cards from the family edition and a few others from the team edition, finding home, and all these are conversation cards that you can get from us. So check out.
Can we talk 256?
256, yeah. And we're going to leave a link in the description box with all the details on how you can purchase or where you can find us. So, Belinda.
Mm-hmm. Guys, I'm so nervous. I'm so used to interviewing everyone else that I get a little uncomfortable when it's now.
I cannot wait
for
you to... And I'm going to make sure you watch this episode many, many times.
I can't.
What's the first word that comes to mind when you think about your childhood?
The first word that comes to mind when I think about my childhood, I would say fun.
Okay.
I grew up in Mukono, not the Mukono of today. Before UCU.
First of all, I can't imagine Mukono without UCU.
It was a village. Grew up in Nabuti in Mukono. So why I say it was fun is because it just, like when I think of my childhood, I just remember riding bikes with my brother. I have a big brother who I used to follow around. So we used to play in the village, just going to the borehole, riding bikes, playing
Clearly
football.
We're finding out new things.
Playing football at the neighborhood field and what. So I just, I think that's what comes up immediately.
In your mind.
Fun, yeah.
That's interesting. One of my favorite things about such episodes is you think you know your person.
Yeah, you
Until
do know that?
something, you're just like...
You do know that?
No, you mentioned in passing, of course, that you grew up, but like the nitty-gritty details of like the things you would do.
Yeah. We were rolling in the streets of Mukono and they would, because it was such a village, they used to tell us like, a leopard is going to eat you. That's something I remember. And then, recently I saw a post that was saying that it's crazy that our parents used to let us go play without a phone, without knowing when we were coming back.
When you're coming back,
and
or how they can find you.
Yeah, we would literally go and
crazy.
I was just following my brother everywhere anyway. And my sister, because before Mukono we were in Mengo, but Mengo was a bit too young to sort of remember it. But even there, I remember sneaking into the neighbor's house to play on his swings because he had swings and what. So I just remember I remember fun.
But that was fun. That's nice.
I was in touch.
The Belinda you're seeing here with a glow, with what? In the mud.
Well, I started from Mukono.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's actually, it feeds into what I wanted to ask you. What were your favorite childhood memories?
So, like I've said, I think it was that growing up with, I'm the last born of Guys, I represent for the last borns who are
Must
doing
be
things with their lives.
Must be nice.
Yeah, but I'm the last born of 5 girls and 1 boy. So I think the thing that sticks out is I was kind of sheltered. I was a sensitive child, also sensitive and very emotional. So up until like teenagers, I followed my brother everywhere. And also maybe I found my sister a bit boring because now she was more of a teenager, just more quiet and what. So I think the most memories are playing like until the sun comes up. Even in primary, because I was in Green Hill. So we would drive, you would live 2 different lives. Every single day we would drive from Mukono to Green Hill. And we sort of lived like, not 2 lives, but like in Mukono, you're chilling with your village people. Like, and then you go to Green Hill and you have to
be a Green
Hill kid. And even there, I had like, as much as I was sensitive and a bit of alone, I always had like a big group of friends.
How was it living the 2 lives for you? Like,
it was interesting. I remember like the first time I had a friend over, it was a bit of like, what are they going to think? Like, you're coming, you had to make those plans like 3 weeks ahead because they are driving, and by then it wasn't like the roads many going to Mukono. It was that one road
where everyone passed, and it was not even nicely made.
And then also there were not, again, this is pre-UCU, so there are not many things to do in Mukono.
Not many,
And I remember feeling a little insecure.
About it, Like, what are they going to do?
They're coming to Mukono. But because of that, like I said, the friends I made were they were not about like what things you have. They were not materialistic. So the switch I found was still good. Like they would come and it would still be, again, your friends chilling, what? Then you go to Green Hill. And also because we were not pretending. Like I've never been one to pretend something that I'm not. So yeah, it was good to see best of both worlds. Because you have the friends who have absolutely nothing. And then you have the friends who you go to and it's like
privileged
mansions. Yeah. So it's like you get to see the best of both worlds. And it's like, oh, this is also the truth.
About life. Like
of life,
the balance, If you could go back in time, is there anything you'd change about your childhood?
Absolutely not, actually. I think even with the hard things, because there are some things, that came up because of being a sensitive child or this, but I wouldn't change anything, honestly speaking. Okay. Yeah.
I'm still computing the fact that this girl, Mukono to Green Hill.
Yeah.
Even now, when I think of like, even when the roads are made and everything, it's just like, that's.
And imagine you finish you do news, then you go, you have to drive back. You're only thinking of the morning. Now, even in the evening, you drive back.
Homework.
You'd get home, you're so tired. Luckily, I think we used to do most of our homework at school.
Yeah, I think it did,
Yeah.
Because,
but it was a journey.
But she's a baddie. As a child, what did you want to be when you grow up?
Now, this is... So, I've never known what I wanted to be until I became it, right? Like, honestly, I didn't... So, there are things... Okay, the first thing... Something sounds so funny, but the first thing I remember saying I wanted to be when I grew up was a mother. I used to say, I want to be mommy when I grow up. For me, my mom was like...
Was it?
It. Like, this chick who's doing everything. Superwoman. I'm like, I want to be mommy. And people used to...
Did you know what mommy was carrying?
They didn't know. I didn't know. And I remember people used to make fun of me. But anyway, after growing up, of course, I was when I was extremely young. Then I wanted to be a bank manager.
Okay. I've always been about the curse.
Yeah, because I was always good at math. Like, I was those annoying kids who were good at academics. So I think naturally because of that, if you're performing well in math, there are things people start telling you that you should be. And then you
start to aspire to those things that they've been told.
So I think I wanted to be a bank manager. Then when I reached high school, I wanted to become a doctor, specifically a pediatrician.
Okay, you were bright.
Yeah, because I was excelling in biology, chemistry. Everyone tells you should be this. And I had never even sat down to think, like, what do I want?
What entails
But then pediatrician was informed by the fact that I like kids.
Oh, and you wanted to be mommy
and also. I wanted to be a doctor. So I was like, okay, now I'm like, if I was to pierce with young kids, I would just be crying and miserable every single day. So even when I went to uni, I still didn't exactly know what I wanted. I remember how I picked my course. I sat there with my brother-in-law and we said, there are these courses in MOOBs. Actually, I didn't want to go to Makerere because of riots. I was like, okay, MOOBs makes sense. He told me, if you do this, you can do this, you can do this. So that's how I picked finance, because I was like, oh, so if I'm good at math, I can do finance.
Let's do this.
Let's do that. But I had no idea of
what that
I
would
want
look
to
like.
be.
If you'd go back in time, just into like where you are now, would you change your course? Would you do anything differently?
I think I wouldn't do finance.
What would you do?
I'd probably do maybe psychology or something to do with like social work or something. I think our education system doesn't make you think enough about what you want to be after. So it's like you're good at sciences. Actually, that's what they look at. It comes down to sciences or arts and they put you in a specific place. So when you're good at sciences, everyone tells you should be. There's no career development of maybe this is what she finds interest in, or this is her personality, or this. So you find yourself just going with what everyone says you should do because it's what you're good at.
That's interesting.
But now, knowing what I know now and the work I do now, I'm like, I wish I had a little bit of a psychology background. But I wouldn't change my MBA. Okay, I think my MBA was good. Not even just that. It was a general MBA. So it's like, you get to learn about different things. Like there was a course on innovation, a course on marketing, like it's decision making, like it's like
an all-round approach to,
which is I think how my personality is. I have wide interests, so I think I'm okay with things not being in one direction.
But you're absolutely right when they say that they box you into one thing. For me, I was good at the arts, history, literature,
and
English.
What were you supposed to be?
A lawyer.
It was either lawyer, doctor.
They even used to call me Sebutiende.
Actually, and a lot of lawyers I find have ended up in the creative space because they couldn't fathom anything else
outside law, which is so weird because even how I came to pick my course was I just went there like there's this thing you should. They're just like, oh, there's another option outside law. I'm doing that one. It's the one that I want. I don't think I was particularly very interested in law or.
Oh, you even knew, like I honestly was just saying things and I didn't know what the ins and outs of it. Like it's just like, even finance, I did it because I didn't get BCom because again, you were supposed to do BCom. And by the time I went to business school, I had now started that I want to be a pharmacist. Why? Because I was doing chemistry in A-level. So it's that thing of because I'm doing this subject. Thing,
they put you in one bracket. It's like you do this. That's interesting. But I'm happy with how the education system is now sort of trying to turn around and.
Is it?
A bit. They're doing more practical work.
Anyway,
they're
exposing
that's true. Kids to more
different things. And let's say also that teachers, this generation is so lucky to have millennial teachers.
Yes.
Because a teacher can see like, okay, she's good at public speaking. Let's help her enjoy that. She's good at art. Let's see what we can do with that. But us, our teachers. I mean, respect to what they did for us, but
again, that's the best they could do. But
sure. I can't.
What would surprise your younger self about your life today?
What would surprise my younger self? I think the work that I do, the fact that it's very people focused. I am.
I'm an introvert.
Like, as much as I say I was playing with my brother, when you ask my brother about my childhood, he's like, she was just quiet.
Really?
Because there's a point, you know that point you get when you're playing with boys and then adolescence hits. And you realize they're boys. And then I went into my cocoon completely. So I was always a reader of books. Like, that's something my mom nurtured. So I was always used to just being in my own world. Entertaining myself. Also being a last born, your siblings leave.
They leave you there.
So everyone goes to boarding and then you're an only kid. So even the fact that I'm an entrepreneur, I was sharing how when I was in high school, I never did any extracurricular
It still
activity.
shocks me.
Not
Because
sports,
you are such
not
a...
music, not think of the smallest thing. Actually, no, not even prefect, as in nothing. Like my whole high school, I did my academics, chow with my friends, and called it a day. All the
Still
6
shocks me
years.
because your life is so diverse. Like, you sort of have like interest in so many things. So now
Yeah.
it shocks me. I'm just like, really?
Nothing. I wasn't even like trying art. I wasn't in any society. I
not
wasn't
a club,
not even a
anything?
club, let me tell you. I actually my whole 4 years, there's those events where schools come, whatever.
Social things.
I went for one.
Okay, for me, even
Like
that, and I didn't
I was
go.
just like in my own world of I chill with my friends, I go to class, and that was it.
I
So
was afraid of boys though,
Oh.
so there's that.
there's that. But my younger self would be so
When
shocked
did you
that I'm like an
what's something
entrepreneur.
that you did that was like a hobby outside reading?
Literally, I read and I went for parties. Okay, I always enjoyed parties.
Okay,
Like
there's that. There's at least there's,
yeah,
there's some form of
I always enjoyed parties. Like there is no party that
You
I
like
wouldn't
music.
get an invite. Yeah, I like music.
yeah. So there's
So I was also I've always had like a big group of friends when I was now that I think has changed, but I've always been surrounded by people. Like I've always had a community. So and I would be the one like planning, like, okay, we're going
you're still good at curating things.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's this person's birthday.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. This
Let's
is how
go
we're
here.
getting there. So I don't know if I don't even think that's a hobby.
It is. It is.
Is
Or
it?
a talent. Or
Maybe
a talent.
a gift or
Yeah.
talent. Yeah. But other than that, the hobbies were partying and reading
When,
books.
when was your first party? When did you go for your first party?
Banag. My parents, anyway, no, my parents even knew that I was always partying. But like party, like you mean like go all the way out
Yeah.
till night?
Yeah.
So for me, even in high school, which will shock people because I think my parents seem strict. I had the least strict parents. So my curfew was like 9 p.m. when I was like in S2.
The sun is
The sun is down and I'm still out.
out.
Like my parents always had this thing I think of like we trust that we've raised you well all the best. And also I wouldn't lie to them. Like I would be like, actually I was those people who everyone comes in the car. We have like, those things where you open the door and like 20 girls come out. Yeah, I was those ones.
I was going to mention the person.
Yeah. I was those ones.
We used to do those things at campus. You open the car and it's like 20 of us.
Yeah. So
That's
I
interesting.
remember, I think S3. You know those parties that they used to throw in high school?
What were they called? Bashes?
Bashes, where it's like you're in a place, you enter, it's just dark.
Guys. There's one
We've come here for one reason.
to enjoy.
To enjoy,
There's one
yeah.
particular one. I think it was the only one I went for, and after that I was just like, it's not that deep.
Really?
We went and it was at Hotel International.
Same, even me, it was
In the
at Hotel
basement.
International at the basement.
I was like, but you guys, why is it? And it would be so hot.
Yeah, so hot. You have to come out
So
for
hot,
air.
but trust our mother.
Yeah.
My mother sat somewhere and waited for me.
You're lying.
I swear to God. She waited. She was like, you said it ends at 7.
Yeah, I remember those people's parents who would be there.
Yeah,
waiting.
please. Those were my parents.
Now
They
me,
would
the
wait.
first one I went for, I was like, yes, like this was so fun. And I was always just with my girls, like chilling.
Yeah.
But I enjoy music, so I think
I
that's why.
which is something that has stayed with you up until now. I think you're very.
Oh yeah, that was another.
You always
hobby.
have fire playlists.
Yeah, I love music.
Fire. I like listening
As those
to
ones
music.
who are always on. What's that number one on
Yeah.
TV top 10? Together tunawakilisha. You know the number one song. You don't know the one that was number one this
Good.
week.
That thing of together.
Together tunawakilisha. Yeah.
Our age, clearly. In your current life, what brings you joy? Like as of now, as the 30-year-old Belinda.
What brings me joy? I think the people around me. I have curated the people around me in the sense that everyone that I give my time to genuinely brings me joy. Even the work that we do, the people that it brings me in contact with, that gives me joy. And what? Still music. I still enjoy a good party, guys. I don't know if one day I will leave that side of the world. But I enjoy music.
But you don't
Music
go out
also
as
brings-
much.
I don't go out as
But
much,
you-
but music
yeah.
brings me joy. Like, you know, you say when you wake up, you listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
When I wake up, I have a morning playlist that I put on that sort of sets the mood for the day. Yeah, I put on some Cleo Soul vibe, what? So that really brings
That's
me joy.
interesting. Yeah. For people who keep saying, "Oh, you guys are so alike," I'm like, you have no idea.
Yeah, we are
We
very
really
different. Because
are
you
very
are not so
different.
much of a music person. For me, it's like, and me, it's any type of music.
No.
Whether, like, we're talking about Enomis, I will know. Who's a gara banana? I will be there. If we're doing Cleo Soul, I'm there as well.
I only
Even
know
gospel,
these songs.
I have like my gospel playlist. If it's rap, I have my J. Cole. Like, I really like music.
And she knows all the lyrics.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, I don't. That's not
So,
my
and when you
cup
say
of
you
tea.
listen to a podcast in the morning, I'm like, I can't wake up and take in like information like that.
Like that.
It's like, let's put a vibey thing and just be dancing and enjoying.
I like to listen to music when I'm getting ready. Like there's
When
a
you
way-
need a
yeah,
energy.
but normally also I just listen to like very love songs that are just there.
I need to
Just
get you onto my playlists.
There's one that I actually got. I think we had an event and you shared it. I was just like, oh,
Eh?
Kume, these are the nice things Belinda is enjoying. But we'll do
Remember that. Yeah.
It was nice. It was an event we had at Cardamom and Coffee. Oh, the women's brunch actually. I think
Oh, yeah.
it was
I
that.
remember
It was
playlist.
that. When you look back at your whole life, like what's the advice you would give to like the Belinda who was starting this decade that you're closing?
20-year-old Belinda. Hey. 20-year-old Belinda was enjoying the streets and just enjoying life. I would tell her, because 20, that's like the peak of my enjoyment. 20-year-old Belinda, I think I would tell her to get ready. To just buckle up. Like, life is going to throw you curveballs, but if you keep knowing who you are, like if you stand in who you are, and make your decisions from that place, if you stay true to who you are, everything will be okay. And also, maybe something I would tell her is to maybe pick up better tools, because life won't always be what you think it is. So, but I feel like 20-year-old Belinda followed, like where I am now, I'm like, I would say that, but I feel like she followed that. Like, stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
Things will come to you because of that. Like, you don't have to ever change who you are or pretend to be something that you're not.
Which makes me really, really happy that you speak so fondly of that Belinda. More of, we might have not got to where maybe we want to be, but you've done your part. As the 20-year-old Belinda, you've done your part. Yeah, I
actually wouldn't change the decisions I made at 20. Maybe, like, I remember one of the things I battled with at 20 was like, do I start working while doing uni? Because I had a feeling for that. Like, I was like, let me, and I remember being like, since I can, and again, I always say that I'm aware of my privilege. I was like, no, let me allow this to be what it is. I'm going to start working next year when I finish.
Yeah.
And I look back and I'm like, I'm okay that I sat with that decision, because that's where I was.
Actually, for me, okay, maybe also it's from a place of privilege where, like, I was taken care of in the sense that tuition and you had hostel fee and this and that. We did very small two things that would support you here and there. But I don't think I'd go back until exactly. Because I know what the ghetto is here. The ghetto
I'm
here.
glad I sat in that season. Like, that
being
season
able
was
to
for
just
what it
take
was.
that season and really not take life as seriously as people tell you that you should.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm just like, don't get a job when you're at uni. If you can, just take the time. And
that's something I'm really glad. Like, I'm glad that my mom always has this thing of whatever stage you skipped,
it will always
come back to you. So I'm so happy that I partied, I got it out of my system. Now I'm here and it's like, I don't have for more. Like, it's like, you guys are doing these things. Now my focus is different
It's
because
somewhere
I lived
else,
that
yeah.
part. Yeah.
Someone else was telling me that we want to grow up so fast. And then when you get much older, you're like, I want to be a child again.
Again, yeah.
So just like you said again, take the season as is, enjoy it, because that too will end. As a child, it will go away. As an adult, like after your 20s, you'll get into your 30s where there's so many more other things that require you to be more present and whatnot. So,
even now when, the pressure is getting worse for family, I'm very aware that I should lean into this season where what I'm worried about is, can we talk and my friends and my life? Because I know there will be a time when I wake up and my first thought is my children. Like, I'm not living for myself alone now.
Yeah.
So it's like I can sit in this season because I know the other season will come and it will look different. Yeah.
Being able to do all the hard things, quote unquote, hard things, or things that require you to be fully present. For instance, career. In my own world, I would say if you can, give your 20s to your career, because at 30, you will need to use just half of your brain for work, and then the other half goes to other things.
For the responsibility of both your family and also your parents.
But also your circle keeps getting bigger in terms of, now you're married to this person, they have a family, they have this.
They are now your problem too.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Jill gets, when we talk about family, you're like, oh God.
Pressure.
We will hold your hand.
Sweating? Do you see me sweating?
We will hold your hand when it comes.
Like now,
it will be good, by the way. I don't know why you think of that time with anxiety around it.
So much anxiety.
It's so funny. I think about it with, it's going to be good.
I think about money. I'm like, it's going to be plenty. I think about my career, but in
so
that
you
one
have
place,
to go deep as why you have that limiting belief when it comes to that place. Me, I'm just like, I'm going to have a supportive husband and I'm going to have you're going to do the best you can.
Just thinking about it now, I'm sweating. Do you see?
We will work through it.
I need to tap into whatever makes you think like that.
Because you'll manifest what you're
well, I am sweating.
You're putting
I'm sweating just thinking about
your goodie on.
But anyway, describe what finding home within yourself means to you.
I hate it because why did you ask me this question? I thought this was the question that I remember. I was like, yeah, this is a good question.
Yeah.
But this is the same question I explored in the third season I did of the podcast before it became a game. It was called Finding Home because I was so lost. And it was like, what? Like, where? What does it mean? Now that I'm here, I'm like, what does finding home within myself mean? I think for me, it's being okay within myself. Like, the decisions I make, the people I surround myself with. There's that feeling, you always talk about the body. I think finding home for me it goes to my body. Like, if I'm feeling that tension, that anxiety or this, I have named it. Yeah. Yet these days I feel like I lean more towards that. Like, in everything, like the decisions I'm making day to day, the relationships I'm in, my career, all these. I like that at the end of the day, within my body, I feel at peace. I feel at ease with where I am.
Your
there are things that I want
seems to allow.
Yeah, to allow
think,
where I am.
Yeah.
So as much as I have dreams and this, I find that I am at peace and I'm at ease with where I am right now. So I think for me, I found that that's what finding home, even with other people, like finding home within others, I have to feel that way with you.
With you,
like,
okay.
I have to not feel uneasy in my body, whether it's anxiety, whether it's, I don't know.
Something, yeah. It's I think I saw
for sure.
Someone we both love actually on Twitter. They're into wellness and they were like sending love to your nervous system.
That's what finding home within myself is. My nervous system is
being loved. Like when your nervous system feels loved, where it's like, I listen, I hear you, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Let's give back to you by, feeding you like that. So yeah. What would you consider to be one of the turning points in your life?
I feel like you already know this answer. I think for me it's... Can I say two? turning points. I think for me, one was going to Canada. There was something about living, because when I went to Canada, I had no family or friends there. So there's something about leaving a place. You don't realize how much the place we're in grounds you. Like, you know, Mama Gundi up the street.
You know your border guys.
You know your border guy, this. And then I
or
remember,
even just knowing your way around.
knowing your way around. I remember I arrived in Canada in winter, in January. And again, there was no family or friend to pick me up. So I was going with a bus of the uni. And I remember reaching in my residence, which is like hostel, and Yoka bed is there with no bedding, nothing. And I slept there in my sweatpants, just cold. And then the next day I was like, let me go buy things like for winter. And I got lost. Like trying to figure out your life as yourself. I think for me that was the first time where also having left here, because when you're here, you're defined by your family, like your identity is derived from your family, your friends.
Yeah.
The people you've always moved with, and now it's like I had a blank slate. Like I could be whatever I wanted to be. No one knows you.
You're not in a box. Like
you're not in a box. You now get to pick what box you want to enter. But it also changed my life in terms of growing up. Like you guys, omuzungu akola. Let me tell you, I was working in a retail store, in a shop, basically. And those guys, when it's an 8-hour shift, when they say your break is 15 minutes, you sit for 15 minutes and go back. And I wouldn't sit my whole shift. Like you are standing and up for the whole 8. Yeah, apart from those 15-minute breaks, you are not sitting. That's why I even had to go by, like, I remember the first time I left, I was telling my brother, your feet are killing you, but it's the way everyone works. So for me, that I think changed my work ethic a lot, because you know, you've gone through, and also, of course, being now known by your skin and where you're from. The first thing everyone asks you, because Canada is good, it's a lot of immigrants. So people don't ask you, how are you? It's where are you from? That's a question you hear the most, because everyone is from a different place. So I think that's the first time I took in that, I am Ugandan and this is what, because that's the identity people now attach you to. They don't know your family, so they're going to attach you to your country. Those Ugandans do this. Those Nigerians do this and things like that.
To imagine that's something I never ever think of.
Even me, I had never thought of it. Like,
what do you mean?
What do you mean? Like, where are you from?
Yeah,
like, makes everyone is from here.
So we are Ugandans.
So I think that was a turning point, and then of course the loss of my sister and my grandmother. Because that one shook my foundation. Like, it's not something that I guess you can't be ready for. Well, with my grandmother, I sort of, she has become older or this, but like my sister shook the foundation of like, you can literally be here today. And it's not just a saying, like literally tomorrow, I could live here and that's it. Yeah. So it shook. God forbid. We always knock on wood. But it shook it was a turning point in terms of I have to live my life like every day, like, and even in terms of me getting up and coming back to Uganda, it was because of that. And that changed my whole life, turned me into an entrepreneur.
Here we are.
And here we are.
Thriving.
But it was a big turning point when it's Lauren London who says like, it's different sitting first row at a funeral. Like,
first of all, it's heavy. Just even hearing it, just like, wow.
It's like, you can, and you've lost aunties and uncles before, but it's different when you're sitting first row, and it's like, there's a way it opens up. Like, wow, I need to find, like, life has to make more sense for me, or what am I doing every day?
If you could see your sister one last time, what would you tell her?
Don't even take me there. I don't know if I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know what I would tell her. I don't know what I would tell her. Yeah.
But I think for me, what I would tell her on your behalf is, as an older sister, of course, you always wonder and worry what the younger ones will be like if you're no longer here, right? Because you feel like you have to carry a certain weight. But for her to I would assure her that you're doing well for yourself.
Yeah, and she
that
really loved
she-
Can We Talk.
yeah.
By then I was doing the podcast, and she was someone who used to really, like, she would be, I remember when I started YouTube, and she would always be telling me, like, my friend watched you or this. Like, she really, really supported
Yeah,
Can We
I
Talk.
would tell her
so
she's a bad day, she's
we're
killing
killing
it.
it.
But yeah. Okay. Speaking of, do you think you found your purpose in life?
Yes, and I'm so happy that I can say it with confidence,
That's
because I
nice.
feel like,
That's really a good place to be at.
yeah,
You've solved half your problems.
half.
Half.
And I think I've said it before in a previous episode that I have come to find that my purpose is to use my gifts and my personality to make people feel seen and heard. And it comes from me being a child. Like, I was a very sensitive child. I'm very sensitive to people. Like, if two people are not speaking in a room, I'm actually very disturbed. Like,
I'm very
and
oblivious to some of these
now for
things.
me, even just like if your tone changes, and this is something I had from, that's why it's good for you to go back to the things you naturally are as a child for you to find your purpose, I find, because for a long time I hated that part about me, because growing up it was like, Belinda is crying again, like, you know what I mean, like that kid who's just so sensitive to everything. But I have found that as much as it had that negative thing, and I always tried to run away from it, it's the same reason I'm able to do Can We Talk, because people would always, I'm those people who, I meet a group of people and someone is now telling me their whole life story and their deepest, darkest secrets.
Always so funny. I'm just like, what is it about this person that you're just like, I'm going to tell them?
Yeah, I'm going to tell them. So even in other parts away from Can We Talk, because I don't think purpose manifests in one way.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same in my relationships. Like, I will pick up on if a friend is not doing okay. I will be the one to like check in and be like, no, let's really talk about it or this. So I find that even within my family, I hold that same space of, I'm the one, like, of let's go there or this. But even in my creative gifts, because I've done like a music video before, I want to get into documentaries. Yeah, I want to get into documentaries or what. I still feel like it all comes back to making people feel seen and heard. And it's because I think it's something I struggled with younger. Like, I always felt not seen or not heard. So
I think when you speak of going back to the things or who you were as a child, I think the reason why healing is very crucial, or why you cannot really move in purpose unless you've gone back to the basics, is because whatever your problem was at that point, you will be the solution for others.
That's something I've also found.
It's something I've come to find, and I'm just like, now I have to go back to that place that I don't like going back to, just because it's from that place that I'll be able to find, these other things. Or it's the way life is. I think that's how life is designed, is solving your own problem, and in turn solve so many other problems.
That's one for sure. Because one of the themes I've struggled with is loneliness a lot. Like, in different parts of my life, I struggled with loneliness, and I understand how I've been able to build a platform that helps people feel less lonely, because you can't create a solution for a problem that you don't know or don't have. You will create the solution and it won't be aligning with the people facing the problem. So look at those things and sort of look at it from actually, it may not even come to you. I don't think I ever sat down and I said, I am so sensitive, let me go do Can We Talk? But it's listening to just, those whispers of, okay.
I'm so lonely, let me go and do Can We Talk? But you're absolutely right. And maybe also if, I feel like that's the spark in your life where you can finally say, this is no longer my problem because I found a solution.
Yeah.
And you don't know how many lives have changed just because you found the solution for yourself.
For yourself, yeah.
So, well done. When you speak of gifts and talents, what do you think some of these gifts or talents are? Inherited or?
I think for sure the gift of, I don't know how to put it in words, but that thing of my sensitivity is a gift. Like, I don't think many people move through the world thinking of other people.
Yeah.
So I take that as a gift because it has helped me create the friendships that I've created or create the platform that I've created. So my sensitivity is one. I think another one is seeing things long term and bringing them to what I don't know how strategy. I think is what it is. Yeah,
that's the word. Strategy. I was going to strategy because for me, I do so well, and I think this is one thing that really complements our work,
our partnership.
Yes, our partnership is. You are someone who will sit down and it's so easy for you to envision the next 10 years. But for me, because I'm a doer, my head is always like, let's do. So I find that it's so much easier when you're like, I think let's do this.
Yeah.
And you don't have to think about the part of let's do.
Because
there's a doing person on the other end.
Yeah.
But also, I think it in turn has been able to help me see where my blind spot is, which is like you can't always do for the rest of your life. You have to put up your head and see where you're going so that, you're not blinded by things that you could have seen on the path.
So I think for me, those two, and also I think I'm a highly creative person. It's also something I put to my, like whether it's designing things or I taught myself audio production, editing videos, and it just came up again. That's why I said Canada was a turning point, because it wasn't until Canada that I discovered that I was creative, because my whole life I was a science student.
Yeah.
So I never leaned into that. And then shout out to Afsa. I know she won't watch this, but Afsa is the one who first... I used to do this series on my Instagram where I'm like, this photo feels like a song. So I'd get a normal photo and put the song that feels like that photo. And she was the first one. I was like, I think you're creative. Come and we do a video together.
I'm cutting out this part and sending it to Afsa. Only this part for her.
Yeah, that was a turning point. Like I remember telling her, like, I would never think of myself creative. And then from then on, I've realized I am highly creative. Like I look at something, I think of the colors, I think of the design and how it feels.
I can... Okay, maybe also because I know you now. But even before that is... You will get the most basic, mundane thing. Like you take a picture of this glass and it will look so fancy in your pictures. But also you put thought into like the music that you put over your pictures. It's not for just vibes.
Yeah.
Hey, if I get to that level of creativity, Allah, you guys are not ready. You're not ready. You could. But yeah, I think also something that you're really, really good at is you're very quick in terms of thinking. Like you're on your feet, literally. Of someone says this, and in seconds you've like planned out a whole. You already have a PowerPoint presentation, and you've thought of all the possibilities that could come from this one thing. So it's something that it's something I really admire about you.
Thank you. And you are sitting in compliments now.
Sit in your flowers. Sit in your flowers. But
thank you.
Maybe something else I would ask you, because you're, from my POV, I think you're someone who is grounded in terms of the work that you do, in who you are, in terms of like your family, your interests, your beliefs. I don't know how that, in this last decade, what dating information, advice would you give that person?
I was not expecting to go that side. Dating. Hey, that's why
now you're ending the decade. And now, so the person starting this one.
Bambi, when I put up all the categories of my life, it's into dating and relationships. Chizibu. What dating advice would I give Belinda?
At 20.
It would be Oriwach Taronga
Boloza.
I swear, that's it.
Like, I'm endorsing this message. Watch Taronga Boloza.
I am, because it's like, I've looked back at my dating decisions. I'm like, why do you move that? Like, do you know that the woman that you are? Like, girl.
Yeah, like, don't
stand up.
Stand on business.
Yeah, so it would be
Start
honestly.
standing on business.
Anyway, we're laughing at it, but I would honestly tell myself,
serious.
like, no, like you are only watched her. Like I can't even translate it to English. But because in terms of like the people that you pick to date, if you know the only watched her, they're going to be also good people.
Watched her.
Because you attract from where you are.
From you are, yeah.
But also you make much better decisions and put yourself, I don't want to say fast, but I think because I'm so sensitive to other people, with dating, I have the tendency to remove myself and think of the other more. You know what I mean?
I kind of want to be like you.
Very toxic. It's not good. Don't come on this side. You have to find the balance. Actually, that changed. My word of the year now is balance, not worthy. But like, yeah, you have to. It's not. I think it's you who has said this before. Like, it's not just the other person in the relationship. Like, your needs matter too. So
That's
what I would tell her.
Mwana wa chitalo. If you could trade places with anyone for a day, who would you choose?
My nephew. I would be 2 years. That's it. I do not aspire to. I would choose to be my 2-year-old nephew.
I really did not see
and chilling. But anyway, if I could trade places, to be honest, it just comes back to a kid. I don't want anyone's problems.
Because whoever you see and you're like, their life is nice. They've had to deal with a bunch of things. Because even when
the person that came up in my mind is my mom, because I like the way she lives her life and how she has lived it. But then I look at the burden she has to carry and
how many people she has to think about.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want that. I would honestly pick my nephew. I would be a 1-year-old and not the baby who's being carried around. No,
no
the
rent.
One who's and
no
yet
rent,
I'm walking, I'm discovering the world afresh.
Yeah. Oh, the freshness with which they see, like, learning how to walk or figuring out, I have hands.
Yeah.
I wonder what these are for.
Yeah.
That's
so I can't think of anyone else.
You don't
Maybe
dream
also
of
Issa Rae.
Yeah, you.
But I don't know what problems she has. So it's like every adult has a problem we don't know about.
Not
like,
even one. It's always a bunch of things
Yeah.
that they've had to work through to get to where they are now. But you're absolutely right. Yeah, your nephew's winning in this life. But
I'm sad, Auntie Curry. That's what I want. Like, I'm tired. I got sleep.
That's it.
Yeah.
You wake up, eat, discover new things, go to bed.
Yeah.
That's it. No plans for tomorrow.
Yeah. I don't dream
no
of
worries.
labor. So
that's a good place to be at.
Yeah.
What's the title of your future memoir?
But I really want to write one, but I have no idea. What would I title it? I don't know.
I know that you want to write a book at some point.
I do want to write a book at some point, but I haven't gone that far, which maybe I should go into thinking about it. Because you always think of memoirs as written like at the end of your life.
But it starts now.
Like,
you start to sort of build up to it.
Yeah, that's something I'm going to think about actually. And start actively manifesting. I'm going to think of a title for it.
Okay. Will I feature?
Of course,
thanks too.
Of course. It will be there. Special thanks. You wait for it.
I'm so excited. I think I can't wait to see you in that element as like doing documentaries and books.
And it will be without this need of I needed to make money. It will just be just for creativity.
I have the money and this is a creative outlet. I really can't wait to see you in that element.
Amen. May it come true because
I think
also this creating well thinking about is the money coming in? It's
so bills.
It's so draining.
Sometimes you stop to enjoy the thing.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, it doesn't make sense financially.
Yeah.
So I need to think outside what I'm enjoying as of now.
And see. And it's something I've struggled with even with Can We Talk? Because it started as a passion project.
Yeah. And
now having to sit back to be like, passion is not paying the people in your team. Passion is not paying your bills. Passion is not, it's not when the tax man comes in, you're going to tell him passion.
For the tax man,
So, yeah.
Yuck to the tax man.
Maybe we shouldn't have talked about him because now they'll think about
my God, no.
Did you see your friend? There's your friend who posted when he had just made money on Twitter.
Yeah.
And he posted his bundle and URA quoted
but
it.
First
and
of all,
said,
the guy who runs the URA page.
I was like, this is why we don't talk about what you're making. Just be quiet.
Eat your money in peace.
Eat it quietly. Yeah.
What are you currently excited about with regard to your future?
I think with regard to my future, I think we've talked about this. I think stepping out of the active role I play within surviving. I can't wait to rest, guys. Like, that's all. every time I picture my next
They're
10
not
years,
surviving.
I picture rest in different
Yeah.
terms, like whether rest in having more help, rest in not being at the active reins of entrepreneurship. I think I will always work, but with less need for targets and
targets,
things
yeah.
like that will be someone else's problem. So I can't wait to rest more.
I wish that for you.
I cannot
really
wait,
wish
yeah.
that for you. I think also that's a good place to be at, where you're aware that this is just a season where you have to survive.
And
There
that's why
is
I'm
a
giving
place-
it my all.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go.
Let's go
100%.
so that by the time we get to that place,
Yeah.
we've worked through some of these things. And I think you're doing quite well for yourself. Young girls, be like Belinda.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
lie. You don't know. You don't know.
She's
On
a
the
baddie.
outside, it
Watch
looks.
Talo.
On
This
the
I want to-
outside,
From
it is
me,
there.
she's Watch Talo. She's Watch Talo. What do you hope people will remember you for?
I think same thing when we talk about purpose. I hope that people will remember me for how I made them feel. And that's in different ways. Like, I hope people will remember me for how I made them feel. I hope I make people feel seen and heard, whether it's in our intimate relationship or and someone, I also hope people remember me for living my life the way I wanted it, the way I want to live it.
Yeah.
Like unapologetically making the decisions I have to make. I hope I'm remembered like this girl lived her life.
Yeah.
She did what she wanted to do.
When she wanted to do it and how
it.
she wanted to
Yeah.
do it. I think for me, that's probably the biggest gift we can. That's a gift that will keep serving both you and the whoever is
people
around you, because
yeah.
you've lived your best life and your best life has been a good example for everyone else that is there. But also when you're doing life like that, you give people permission to do what they want with their lives.
Yeah.
You
Even
don't
when I think of like my niece, she thinks her auntie is cool. She doesn't know exactly what she's doing,
cool.
but it's like, yeah, auntie is like, she has her place, she's doing this, and it's like, I don't have to tell her to do that, but like whatever she's seeing a woman who is choosing, who has who's playing an active role in her life. So
that's very like having a sister. The pressure of you have to be a certain example for your sister. I mean, I'm just like, I'm doing me.
Now you can pick what you want.
Yeah, you can pick parts that serve you,
Yeah.
and the parts that don't serve you, you can always outsource. You can just be like, oh, I think auntie so and so does this well, or cousin so and so does it well. But essentially, there's that freedom that I don't feel like I need to supervise my sister. I'm just like
to tell her, do this, do it
do
this
that,
way, do it this way, and that's something I'm so grateful my parents gave me.
Yeah.
My mom and dad were never like, there were sometimes they could try to nudge me a certain direction, but anytime I told them like, I think I'm gonna do this, they would think I'm mad. Like I remember when I was quitting jobs, like my dad thought I was mad, but they had this thing of, she has chosen, like we trust what
you've picked for yourself.
She has picked, like we did the best we could now. And also it empowers you in the sense that you also sit in your decisions, because there's that. If it's your parents who are telling you to do something, when it goes wrong, you start blaming them.
Funny
my parents are like, you chose your things. Sit in your problems.
Sit in your problems. Funny enough, I wanted to ask you, what kind of parent would you like to be?
And it's not cliche. I think my parents were really good parents. So I think I would want to be like them. And what that means is, with what I've said, like they nurtured us, and then they sort of, when you let the bird go, like
go
and
enjoy
then
the trees.
But then also in terms of support, I think support as for a parent is very important, because even if you've let me fly, like support not just in terms of money, but emotional support, or what do you need from me in this place,
in this season of your life.
And also I think I'll also be a fun parent. I think I don't want to be, no, I won't be your friend, but like in the sense of seeing a child as a human, I think is something that's very important to me. A lot of people see children as extensions of themselves. Yet it
really doesn't sit well with me.
Yet it's like, no, this person, And it, I think, goes into also nurturing your different kids in different ways, because like what my brother needed is not what I needed.
What you needed, yeah.
And what I needed is not what my sister needed. We are very different personalities. So I hope I don't limit my children
To
what I think I want for them, or what I think they should do. It's more like, let me give you the tools and this. And also, of course, I'll give you guidance and support.
in some ways, yeah.
But you have the
I have never ever thought about what kind of parent I would be. I don't know. I'm just like, I have no idea.
You've never thought of it at all?
At all. I've never. Like, I made the conscious decision to say that I'll be a parent someday, but maybe from your POV, I don't know what you
I think maybe it's because also I have parented like 2 people, you know, like I have, and that means like I have nurtured someone from when they're like 1 year. Yeah. So it's like, it's been part of
the process for
you,
getting to where you are now.
Yeah. But I never picture myself with like a boy, like a son. It's like, I don't know what I'm going to teach you. Hopefully. Yeah.
But at least you rode bikes, so that's a starting point. You can teach them how to ride a bike.
But that's interesting that you've never thought of that
I have never, because I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's just there. I'll probably think about it after this, but let's see. Give me wild card. Give me some life advice to carry with me.
Yeah, as Jill, I always go back to just follow your path, like follow who you are, stay true to that, because anything I tell you may be context to my life.
To your life, yeah.
But follow, like, wherever you are, whatever decisions you feel are true to you, even if someone very important in your life is saying the opposite, and for you, you feel at peace with something. With it,
yeah.
Follow yourself, follow your gut, and find your way home. Because your home is going to look different from
mine. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, Belinda, what are you looking forward to in the next 10 years, the 1 decade coming, and what message do you want to leave for that 40-year-old Belinda for the next
like
decade?
Me leaving it for?
The 40-year-old
Belinda. Yeah. We did what we could. Like, my guy, I don't care where you are right now, but we tried. We gave it our all. I am honestly feeling like where I am at 30. I just turned 30, guys. I'm not yet 30. I'm not, as we're recording this, I am 29. But
and a half.
And a half. And over, I don't know, and a half. But it's like, I am giving everything that I'm putting my time and energy to. I am doing it intentionally, and I am doing the best I can. Okay. So wherever we're at 10 years later, I'm like, my guy, my nigga, we did the best. We tried everything that we could, and we are. I hope you're okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Guys, please go to the comment section and wish Belinda a happy
My MTN
birthday.
Is on. Amanya, Galeta, Belinda Katumba. Just send me some mobile money because we're still in the birthday week. I celebrate my birthday for the whole week.
Month.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't celebrated the whole month this time, but the whole week.
You're busy looking for money to pay bills.
Yeah, we're busy, but that last week we're celebrating. Yeah. But yeah, even I think let me know if there's anything I said that stood out for you or that for you is different.
Yeah. Or
and don't forget to subscribe.
If there's any piece of advice or good words that you'd like to give to Belinda for her 30th. I think from my end, I wish you the most absolute fabulous decade of your life ahead. I can't wait to see the woman you'll be. I'm excited for more money. I'm excited to be Auntie Jill. I'm excited to buy you a yacht,
All of them. I receive.
So we wish you the absolute best in the next decade of your life.
Guys, I survived the episode. I was so nervous.
We love you.
Yeah.
We love you a whole lot.
Thank you, Jill. Yeah. But yeah, guys, subscribe, like, comment, share. Until the next time.
Adios, baby.